Wake up, brother, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey everybody, welcome in, welcome in. How's everybody doing today? Scott, how are you?
I am good. Here we are, another Wednesday, another weekly Wednesday cruise talk with Warm Strong. How are you?
I'm doing great. I got my flu shot yesterday and a COVID booster, and I didn't know how I was going to feel, but I feel pretty good. I've been laying down getting some rest all day, so I feel pretty good. I feel like talking some cruise talk.
Yeah, some cruise talk, a little stormy cruise talk.
Could be. Yes, stormy weather. Sounds like that was a song. That would make a good song.
What? Or a drink.
Or drink. Let me see here. Who is in the chat? I think we have Ocean to Ocean. Bruce, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. I am Betty J. Gathers is in the house, present and accounted for.
Hello, Betty J. Hello, hello.
Controversial Cruising, he is in the house.
That guy's trouble.
Sea Leg Journeys, they are in the house. Welcome in.
Hello, Chet.
Majorie, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Will G, welcome in. Thanks for stopping by.
Will G. Hello, hello. I always feel like the days, the weeks that I don't have the mouse, I feel like, I think I said this last week, I feel like I have a week off because I don't have any.
Oh, is that right? I always feel like, I always want to take control. It's like I'm driving and you have somebody in the passenger seat and you just see them moving. I feel like when I don't have the control, I'm like in the passenger seat trying to drive.
My YouTube creators know what I'm saying. That's funny.
Shady Brady is in the house. Welcome in, Shady Brady.
Hello, Uncle Brady.
Scott, when is your next cruise?
My next cruise, I actually just looked today. I don't have a shipmate yet. I know some people are going to ask, but it is actually 41 days away on the Carnival Valor out of New Orleans.
Right, November 9th, because I kept looking, trying to make it work. I think I might get some offers coming up after September 29th. So I'm still looking. I'm still looking.
When's your next cruise?
I'm going on the Booze Cruise.
Oh, the Booze.
Should be good. October 29th.
And I also do want to say a special hello to as well. She won't be in here, but it is actually my mom's birthday. So I know sometimes she rewatches these. Sometimes I send them to her. But either way, Mom, I just want to wish you a very happy birthday, and thank you for all you do.
Happy birthday, Mom! Thanks for sending me Scott. I like the way Scott has made me focus, Mom. I like it. Thank you so much. You got Sharon rolling in the house. Sharon, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Yeah, everybody saying hi. You got the Z show. Z, welcome in.
Hey, Z-Man.
Sea Lake Journeys, 11 days till I cruise. Wow.
Ooh.
I'm getting jealous. I'm thinking about, I can't believe I'm about to say this. I feel like I'm ready to start packing. And I'm 30 days away and I feel like, and that's never me. I'm usually 2 or 3 days before I go on a cruise, I start to think about packing.
That's that itch. You're getting that itch.
Well, it's been a little bit. Solo Cruising and More, welcome in. Appreciate it.
Hello, hello.
Asking, what is the Booze Cruise? Solo cruising, it is a booze cruise. Is over the holiday weekend, so it's not booze as in liquor. It's booze like BOO''S, like booze cruise. And there's a group of us going on there, about 20 creators. We're all going on there, and we're looking to have a great time.
Scary good time.
Everybody speaking. Shady Brady's leaving in the morning for NYC.
Yes.
I'm jelly.
Tapinizia.
I wish. Sea Lake Journey. I'm packing. I am packing. Cruise Nuts is in the house. Sharon is saying happy birthday to Mother Scott.
I'm always a little packed, though. I have to admit, I know this happened in another one of our lives, but I'm always kind of a little packed because I have that meat and potatoes sitting right over there. It's kind of, ready for my next Caribbean cruise.
Well, again, I usually I usually pack a day or two before, but again, it's like I know what I want to take on the cruise. I know everything I want to pack. Starting to do YouTube, it makes me rethink, what I need to take on my cruise. Did I wear that shirt last time? Was I in the video or whatever last time? Do I need some new clothes? So actually, it makes me think more. But it's a good thing.
And you always learn too as you're watching other content creators too. I always end up learning a thing or two. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that would be kind of good to bring on my next cruise. So.
And that's one of the good things as far as going on a cruise, especially like with other creators, because you're able to just kick around ideas and thoughts. You got Betty. Booze cruise is going to be scary.
You got that one, Betty, huh? She got one of my jokes today.
See.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody saying hi. Let me go down here. Scratch and Pete, welcome in. Aunt June, thanks for stopping in, Aunt June. Saying hi to Mom Scott.
Oh, hello, Aunt June. Hello. I will.
Z says, getting ready for prime time. Z, we're in prime time right now, buddy. This is it, 7 o'clock. This is prime time. every Wednesday at 7 p.m.
That's right. Episode what? 12 now.
We're getting up there. We're getting up there.
I can't believe it.
M&T Living and Cooking, welcome in.
Hey, how are you, M&T? I was just watching one of their lives the other day. She was making an air fryer whole chicken, and I was next in line with my plate to come over for dinner.
Fear, welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. Clock Family Adventures, welcome in.
Hey, Clock.
So, Scott, what are we going to be talking about today?
So, I was just going to actually ask you, Bill, do you know what season we are pretty much rearing towards the end, but kind of right in the middle of right now?
Pumpkin spice season?
Oh, I think that's just starting, actually.
So no, I wish it was over. I wish it was over.
Not pumpkin spice. Give it another try.
Let's see. What time is it? How about could it be hurricane season since we're talking cruising?
I think so. I think it's hurricane season. And not the hurricanes like you would get at Patty O'Brien's in New Orleans. No, not those hurricanes. We're actually talking about the real hurricanes. And we're talking about, can you and should you cruise during hurricane season, which is what we're in right now. So, Bill, forecasting a little bit, have you ever cruised during our hurricane season? Not this hurricane season, but a hurricane season.
I have. And again, on the ship, there's always hurricane season. The hurricane drink is a fabulous drink. Going to Mardi Gras, Carnival Mardi Gras, the hurricanes are strong and good. Anyway, I'm going to get off that. Hurricanes, people. But I have. I mean, actually, this is my favorite time of year to cruise. And, you have to be prepared for some changes in your schedule and things like that. I've never really had a problem. And I mean, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but I mostly cruise during hurricane season because I mean, the price is a little cheaper and things like that. You just have to be flexible.
Definitely just have to be a little bit flexible. There's some things that could happen. But as far as talking about our hurricane season now, our 2023 hurricane season, I'm just going to share briefly a little some numbers here that I found on the internet as far as it goes here. Normally, there's about 12 to 17 storms named every hurricane season. About 5 to 9 of them are official hurricanes, and about 1 to 4 of them are anywhere. Well, those are the really bad storms that are category 3, 4, and above. Now, there has already been 17 named storms this hurricane season alone. And hurricane season ends November 30th, like November 30th. So, I mean, 17 already. And we're still have 2 months to go.
I didn't think it was that many. It was that many, huh?
That many. 17. And I mean, just to kind of echo off of that, and I'll share a little clip here, or actually not a clip, but a picture about actually the names. I always thought that was kind of like a funny thing that they would name a storm or a hurricane after, well, not after somebody, but they would just kind of give it a name. So let me share the screen.
Welcome in, Traveling Check. Appreciate you being here. Clark of Family Ventures, Jennifer from Embarkation Nation, welcome in.
That basement there. So that's a little creative on, well, actually, something that I found on the names of storms here and where we are right now in 2023 as far as storm naming goes. So, and hello, Traveling Check.
Majorie, the winds won't blow your way. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Hello, Majorie, and Cruising with Keith.
I'm just going to run on chat real quick. Cruising with Keith, welcome in. And I'm down at the bottom. Okay. Let's add this to the screen.
Now, there is no Hurricane Bill and there is no Hurricane Scott on here. However, Felipe has just started off the coast, I believe they're coast of Mexico, if I was reading it right before this. But this is where we are so far as Atlantic hurricane and season names so far. So we're all the way down to P this year already, which is kind of astounding to me.
I can't believe we're there already.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
Paul,
right?
Paul, PSV Odyssey, welcome in.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul. How are you?
Scott, have you ever been through a hurricane or like whenever a hurricane was in the area when you went cruising?
I haven't ever been through a hurricane. We've been through a storm. I'll save that for our second or third topic.
Okay.
But I have. It was definitely a little rough. Luckily for me, even when the boat's rocking and it's kind of stormy, it doesn't really affect me. So I'm kind of lucky in that area. But yeah, some people definitely got affected by coming back into New Orleans. I'll tell you that.
They have.
Yes.
Has anybody in the chat have you guys ever cruised during a hurricane or through a storm, or had your cruise interrupted because of a hurricane or a tropical storm?
Yes, good question. And do we have a poll too, Bill?
We do. We have a poll on whether or not you've ever cruised during a hurricane or a storm. 3 answers: yes, no, and don't remember because I had the drink package. So let us know.
I love that one. I love that one. I need to log on and answer that one. I didn't actually see. That's really good. I like those answers though.
Scott McNeil, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here.
Yes, hello, Scott.
Paul says he's cruised through some bad water. If you cruise enough, you're going to get that. Shady Brady, we had a storm out of Charleston. Saw 3 water spouts. Ooh, and that boat was rocking.
Ooh, that was back on, I guess, on the Sunshine.
I mean, again, I've been through it, and I guess because it doesn't bother me, I didn't really think a whole lot about it. But I do understand, like, if you ever go like on a Royal Caribbean ship and they have like the aqua show in the back, I understand why the performers can't perform during that time. Jennifer, Embarkation Nation, yes, but it was still just a tropical storm. Sea leg journey, yes, we had to miss a port, but went back to Cozumel for a second time on the cruise. Nice,
Well, that's
can't go
good.
wrong with Cozumel.
We'll touch on that too as well. What happens during or a cruise?
Najuma Brown, Najuma Brown, welcome in.
Hello, Najuma.
I think that we're down to the bottom of the chat.
Down to the bottom?
We are down to the bottom.
Perfect. And so just kind of closing the forecasting here as far as 2023 goes. As I was researching, I found this interesting statistic here about what they call ACE. Do you know what ACE stands for, Bill?
ACE. Atlantic Current. I don't know. Now I'm just trying to guess. I have no clue.
Accumulated cyclone energy. So that is basically talking not just about the storms and how many, but also about when they come, when they go, the strength during. And I will share just one more interesting thing that I found here. And as of right now, and this may be forecasting a pretty rough hurricane season, end of our hurricane season, but the ACE index numbers right now, as of September 26th, are where numbers that we should be getting in November are. So we are well above where we should be as far as that ACE index goes. And also a lot of the waters have been surprisingly warm too, especially now getting in later into the season, into the middle of the season, and the waters are still very warm, which means it could be some storms ending our hurricane season. So I'll just stop sharing that there.
And I mean, again, it's like this when I love going down to the Caribbean. It's perfect hurricane season. I love when the water is bath water, so it's like perfect hurricane season. So, you have to take the good with the bad.
Yep. And I would say too, overall, if I'm going to, well, and I do cruise during hurricane season, but when I'm cruising during hurricane season, exactly what Bill said, I'm going to book a Caribbean cruise, most likely ports that I've been to before, in case those ports get affected. It really doesn't matter. And or just using it to be on the ship, because you never know what could happen during cruise season. So a nice easy Caribbean cruise during cruise season could never be a bad thing, even if it gets interrupted.
All right. So Scott, whenever you go through a hurricane, what do the cruise lines do? Any idea? Like when you were on yours, did they do anything special?
So they will do a few things. Well, first of all, they are going to do their absolute best to make sure that if they can, they are going to go the opposite way of the storm. The captain, the team, the entire crew are going to make sure that they go around or the opposite way of the storm, meaning if you had signed up, and exactly what I was saying, if you signed up maybe for a Western Caribbean cruise, you may be very surprised that it turns into an Eastern Caribbean cruise because you have to go the complete opposite way. But that's still okay because you're still going to get sea days, you're still going to be on a boat, and you're still going to get ports. So still an okay thing. Or your ports could change just a little bit too. Maybe still in the Western Caribbean, but you just go to a safer port away from the storm.
Well, that's the one. They did that to me. Well, two stories. They did it to me where they canceled a port and just went to like the opposite way. but I can remember my best friend. We went on a cruise together. It was him and his wife and me and my wife at the time, and we went on a cruise. And he wanted to go to Barbados. We flew down to San Juan, left out of San Juan, and we were going to Barbados was one of our stops. He had family from Barbados. His father's side, he had Barbados. On the way down there, they sent us a letter saying they had to cancel Barbados because of a tropical storm. He was bummed out because, this is why he took that particular cruise, because he was going back to where his father was from. Yeah. And he was bummed out. As we go to the port and we're walking through thinking we're not going on that port, they were handing out letters saying I guess the hurricane had changed, so the port was back on. He was almost in tears. So that was my, one good story from a hurricane.
Yeah, no, that's a good story. And sometimes, hey, sometimes that could happen. You just, the storm goes the opposite way, and they're able to go in. So
you never know. Adine Gymnastics, welcome in. Shantirement, thanks for stopping in, my friends. Appreciate you guys being here. If you guys have not answered the poll, when you came in, you should have saw a poll for if you ever cruise through a storm. Go up there and answer that poll for us, and we'd appreciate it. We just want to get an idea about, been through cruising through a storm or not. Also, if you haven't liked this stream, feel free to like it. If you like what you're hearing, feel free to like it. It's supposed to help with algorithm, help the channel grow. So please do that. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you.
EM74, welcome in. Welcome in, my friend.
Now, let's talk about something that I'm pretty sure everybody's asking in the chat, or at least out loud, Bill. And that's kind of the elephant in the room when we're talking about storms or hurricanes or traveling during hurricane season. Travel insurance. Now, do you have or do you get travel insurance, especially when you are traveling during hurricane season?
I've traveled mostly during hurricane season, and I got to be honest, I never got in travel insurance. I never needed it. And that recently changed. So from here on out, I will get travel insurance. Just so many things can go wrong. As you get older, things can happen, and you can fall down, break an arm, break a leg, or whatever, miss a port. And so now I do get travel insurance every time I cruise. And it's peace of mind. The whole idea of being on vacation is have peace of mind, enjoy yourself. With travel insurance, you can have that peace of mind.
Did you say every time you cruise now, Bill?
Every time I cruise now.
Okay. So every time
I need to look into like a yearly policy. They have like yearly policies just to do that. And that's, that'll cover other types of travel also. But as far as cruises, I guess my biggest fear is having to be airlifted off a cruise ship.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely need travel insurance for that. I always had, I don't have it anymore. I have to look into it again, but I always had the year-long Allianz plan, especially when I lived in New York. And we were always traveling or dealing with obvious snow or a snowstorm that could hold us back from a cruise. So that always made me get that insurance. And instead of paying for every cruise, I decided to get the year-long plan, which was cheaper. It has since lapsed, and now I'm back to putting it on every cruise. So I'll probably
Hey, again, I'm going to start doing that. I see EM74. She found the poll and answered the poll. Thank you. She went on Dawn in NCL Dawn in 2019. We had rain, but not a storm. And there is a difference in the wave size and things like that. CNS Travel, welcome in. They get an annual plan, which is what I need to start doing.
Super cheap. And there's not just Allianz, but there are so many companies out there that offer a bulked or bundled travel insurance package or plan. Yeah. And again, all of them are going to be different, and all of them could suit a different cruiser at a different point in their journey. So,
I'm assuming Chet is in for Sea Lake Journey, saying there we are Chet compliant now. Traveling checks. We have the annual Dudley wife traveling all over the state plus cruises. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's it. I mean, travel insurance is not just for cruising. It covers you while you're cruising, but it's travel insurance. So yes,
Scott McNeil says that's the one I have a year with Alliance. It was like $380. Yeah,
three
and it just gives you peace of mind.
350 or something. Yeah, and it was. I mean, it just peace of mind, like you said. You don't have to. You can click the box no on Carnival, right? When they say, "Oh, do you want to add protection vacation?" You're like, nah.
I think it's like, per cruise is like $49. It didn't break the bank.
Well, I mean, now I think it's actually went up a little bit. So
Last time I bought it was 49.
49. My sister got me into using Allianz insurance. That's why I went to in the Philippines. They're like probably one of the biggest, I would say, Allianz, especially in the cruise industry. But
I always want to say Alliance, but Allianz.
Allianz.
So Scott, is there anything people can do? So now you're on a cruise ship, tropical storm is out there. They're going around it, but we both know that the waves are going to be high and hard. So is there anything people can do to minimize the risk to themselves on a cruise ship?
Ooh, well, I definitely, even no matter if it's hurricane season or not, I would have definitely brought Dramamine with me just in case of the seasickness. There are definitely some other herbal remedies. You can find some ginger to settle the stomach, some flat ginger ale. However, I mean, if you are one, and I'm not one, so I really can't talk too much from experience because I don't get too seasick from it being either too stormy or too rocky. I actually enjoy it a little bit when it's rocky and a little rough. However, I would say really prepare the best you can and make sure that you always have that Dramamine, because if you are one that gets sick, it's gonna help. It's gonna help. Even if you don't use it, you at least have it. How about you, Bill?
Well, I mean, again, yeah, I'm the same way. I always take like Dramamine, even if I don't use it. I've passed out to other people, that were feeling that way. But also, like when you're on a cruise ship, when it's rough weather, avoid like heavy alcohol use, avoid heavy meals, use the handrails as you're going up and down the steps, because you never know when you're gonna hit a big wave. And just use the handrails. I mean, I know you young people, y'all just run up and down the steps anyway. But if you hit the wave at the wrong time, you slip down the steps. Now your arm is broken. There's just so many things that you can try to do for yourself. Stay hydrated. Try to focus on one spot, like close the windows if you're in your cabin with a balcony or whatever. Close the windows. Focus on a spot in the room so you don't see the horizon going up and down. A lot of times, that's going to just make you nauseous. But those, just kind of some of the things that I do.
Oh, that's right. Focus on the one spot.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Trish the Natural, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. Shady Brady says we buy the $98 one from Carnival. You have the $49 one for each one of them. It covers everything you need, and usually that's usually good enough. Aunt June says I apply the patch. So well prepared for the cruise coming up soon. She's rubbing it in. Majorie, I definitely need an annual travel insurance before I slip and slide in Alaska, or before I travel internationally to a foreign country. You do. A lot of these countries are not going to let you leave until you pay your bill, or they know they're going to be paid for their services. Yeah. We won't even get into this is not the passport conversation, but yeah, have your passport and travel insurance, and you can kind of sleep at night.
Should I use the patch too?
Yep. Sea Lake Journey.
Yep. See, a lot of people use the patch. It's just easier to kind of like put it behind your ear. And I've had a lot of roommates that I've taken on cruises that have used it and also brought it to and not used it.
So. I've never used it. Do they really work? I mean, obviously they must really work, but I've never used it.
I haven't either, but they must. They must.
EM74. In the past, growing up, my dad had always told me never to run on the stairs in general. You could hurt yourself. You could. And if you're in heavy waves, I mean, it makes it tricky. And I don't bounce up like I used to. I used to, fall down and just bounce right back up. Now, when I fall down, I have to check to make sure nothing fell off. CNS Travel, the annual plans covers better for medical and evacuation than the ship's insurance. On June, I can't cruise without them sea legs. You're going with sea leg journeys? Clock family, I use patch if needed. My wife uses them a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people use them.
Travel vibes with Angel. Hey, Angel, welcome in. I appreciate you coming in, Angel.
Hey.
Appreciate you being here. For those of you that are new here, if you type #strong, that will drop your link so other creators can connect to you. Let's see. I have it up here somewhere. Boom. We'll put that up there for a couple of seconds.
Strong to drop the link. And I always think it's so like, so the one cruise that I did go on that we were rocking really bad, I just remember seeing all of the elderly cruisers have a really hard time. And I just, I wanted to help all of them, but I couldn't help all of them. But they were, I mean, some of them were holding on for dear life. I mean, we were rocking and they were out of their, I mean, what are you going to do when you're, enjoying the cruise and all of a sudden it's just, I mean, we knew we were going to go through a storm. He said it, but I mean, man, I just remember they were just holding on the stair railing.
Yeah, it's your balance is a little off when you get older. It's a lot of things, your legs don't move quite as fast. On June, it's amazing, Bill. The very first one I put on makes me a little bit groggy, so I always apply a day or two before getting on board. Wow, I may one day have to try that just to see. I know somebody that had hallucinations from using the patch. Yikes.
So I'm kind of lucky. I'm kind of happy and lucky that I don't get seasick too often, from rocking. Because I don't know. I've heard definitely a lot of success stories, but I've also heard some pretty crazy stuff about that patch too.
Exploring with Eric, welcome in. Appreciate you being here, Eric. Betty says her balance is not off. Betty, you're the unique one, Betty. If I bend down too fast, I get dizzy. I'm like, oh boy. And next thing you know, what happened to Armstrong? He's gone again. The question is he going to get back up?
Is he?
Yes, he's back up. Let the wobble continue. On June, Scott thinks he's 20 and the rest of us are ancient. He really does. He really does. And I know I like the way he tries to cover it up because I'm so old over here. Well, the real elderly people. I like it, Scott. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, they were walking with canes. I'm talking about older. I mean, I'm still going to be in bed by 8:30. So, I mean, I need to call me 20-something or whatever. But, I mean, I still feel like I'm old. No matter what.
Betty says she can still touch her toes. Traveling vibes with Angel. I've been caught in 2 storms before. Ooh. I mean, it happens. Again, like I said, I go through September, and that's mean the prices are cheaper, but the water is warmer. And when I leave Michigan, I want to go someplace hot. I don't want to go someplace warm. I want to go hot. And I'm putting myself right in the middle of like prime hurricane season. Solo cruising and more. I buy travel insurance and used it once. I used it twice, but just for travel delay because of weather on the way home. Oh, nice. Okay. I've never had a problem getting to the port, but again, I always leave a day early, and a lot of times I had the flexibility where I didn't come back, the same day that I had to be at work or the next day. I always try to put a couple of days in between, so I don't have that kind of problem. Andre Southgate, welcome in.
Hey, Andre.
Betty says, talk for myself. I'm talking for myself, Betty.
And see, that's kind of why I chose the November 9th cruise that I'm going on in it's a little mini group cruise, my little mini group cruise. But that's kind of why I chose it, because November 9th, it's going right out of New Orleans, even though, yes, it is still hurricane season. It's only going to be a 4-day cruise. It's going to go right from New Orleans, right to Cozumel and back. So, I mean, especially for any first-time cruiser, I am taking a first-time cruiser with me, Keone, who was kind of on the show a couple weeks ago, in a way, featured. He's going to be first-time cruising with me, but that's why I kind of chose that, because even if there were going to be a storm, yes, maybe it would just be an extra sea day, or we would hit another port in Mexico. But again, it would just be there and back and nice and easy. So,
you know, I'm probably the only one. I wouldn't care if they just took the cruise ship out and never hit a port. I'd be happy.
yeah.
Just being on the cruise ship. Again, it depends on the ports, but again, most of the Caribbean, the Costa Mayas, the Cozumels, the Nassaus, and Grand Turks. If you didn't go there, I'd be happy. CNS Travel Warm Strong Adventures. The drink package helps with the balance. Not in my case. I may not feel it, because a lot of times, you know, you start drinking a little bit too much. Whoa, was that a wave or was it just me?
Was it just...
I've been there before. Never fell down because of drinking or ship rocking because of weather. But I have rocked where I, you know, walking down the hallway, going back to my cabin and bumped into the wall. It's like, wow, that was a big wave.
Yep, that I've done. Or in the shower too. Sometimes you ever be like in the, because the showers are kind of small on a cruise ship, and then like if it rocks, you just like.
I never experienced that.
I've had that.
He does. Eric is agreeing with Betty apparently. I don't seem to need anything anymore. Yeah, nope, I don't either. Will G. Scott, you're not old, bro. He's getting up there. Not old, but he's well, we'll just put it, he's younger than I am.
35 going on 67.
I am Betty J Gathers. Hey, she okay? First time cruiser? What? And she two people. I'm not she two people. I'm not quite sure.
First time cruiser, but and she two people.
A cruise down to Mississippi. Yes, Scott. I'm looking forward on this booze cruise. I've never been out of New Orleans, and I want to go down to Mississippi.
Oh, that's right. You've never been out of New Orleans. Oh, you're gonna love it.
I've been out of New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I mean, I love being down there. Bourbon Street is like the dirtiest, nastiest, stinkiest place you ever want to be, and I can't wait to get back.
Me too. But you've never cruised out of New Orleans.
I never cruised out of there. Mike Clock, I didn't know we are going to miss you in New Orleans by only a couple of days at Controversial Cruising.
Dang, I'll be there in the 8th. I don't know if that helps.
Mike, he doesn't want to cruise with us, Mike.
I'm cruising with you guys next year.
That has not happened to me yet, but I felt that the boat rocking as I was walking down the hall in one of the main areas. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I caught
Question. What is your Halloween costume for the booze cruise? It's top secret. I can't give that information out. Solo cruising. Okay. Honestly, I haven't picked one out yet, but I'm gonna stick with my story. It's top secret. You know how the people on here, the streets are listening. Next thing you know, everybody will be my whatever I pick. So I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided.
Barry Brain?
Say again?
I said, are you the real Barry Brain?
I've seen the name around. I have no clue. I do kind of want to find out who it is. Betty, Scott is taking a woman. Scott is taking a woman, people. Betty. Nope. If you follow the live we had the other time, it's Keone. I mess it every time.
Keanu Reeves. No, Keone. Mind.
Takes about 7 hours. I can't wait. I actually canceled. I had dinner for Fahrenheit 555, the steakhouse. I canceled it so I can just go up there and just chill out watching this cruise down the Mississippi River.
Everything's packed still while you get the 7 hours, but you know it's okay.
I don't know. I don't want to miss anything.
No.
Angel says travel vibes with Angel. I always almost leave out of New Orleans. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I do. I love it.
Scott knows I'm old. Bill, is Bourbon Street safe? I like to go one day if it is that bad. To me, I mean, I don't go off the beaten path. Bourbon Street is safe. I mean, it's a big city. You got a lot of people, so I'd always be careful. I've been down there 2 or 3 times. I've never had a problem. Tons of bars, tons of music. I mean, you know, a lot of sightseeing to be had down on Bourbon Street.
People watching too. It's an experience.
It really is. Probably better than Nashville. If you ever went, what is it, Boardwalk or whatever, that main street like in Nashville, there's a street where they have a lot of bars. It kind of reminds me of a clean Bourbon Street.
Yeah, Nashville's a clean Bourbon Street for sure. Cleaner.
Right.
But I like bourbon though. Bourbon, I mean, it's always fun, and this is also why I picked the November 9th too as the group cruise, because it's always fun going out to New Orleans. Keone doesn't know what he's in for. He's never been to New Orleans, and man, it's a great port to go out of. The night before, the nightlife there, the experience.
Don't get them sick the night before going out to the bars and drinking all night long. But see, yeah, you know, you guys are young enough. Y'all can do that.
He's younger than me. He's like 28. So
I used to be able to drink all night, you know, till 4 o'clock in the morning and get up and go to work the next day. I won't even get into that one. But yeah, I couldn't do it now. I need my sleep. EM74, thank you, Bill. Do appreciate. I have heard about the music. I love it. I mean, all types of music too. I love it. Sifting some soil and more. Mona, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Travel vibes with Angel. All the line dances will be different. The Valor usually plays our down south line dances.
I love it.
I've actually loaded my Halloween cruise vlogs in the Valor in a few weeks. I'm loading. So Angel, I'm gonna be watching that. I gotta learn the new dances.
I don't think they're dances that you won't know though, Bill. I mean, you know, it's carnival. So.
The carnival has a soul food section. Get out of here.
Oh.
Get out of here. I'd have to see that.
That's right. The Glory and the Valor. They're the 2 ships that sail right now out of New Orleans.
Is it okay? They have the sections. Is it any good? Solo cruising and more. Love New Orleans. I never cruised out of there. It's going to be hard not to stay out late. It is going to be almost impossible.
Oh, I can taste the po' boy already.
But in the morning, get up and get the beignets. Come on now. I live for the beignets. I love them. I know you're not a sweets guy. I love them.
Good. I've had them. Don't get me wrong. I've had them. I stood on the whole line. I did the whole thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm more for the po'. Give me the po' boy and the big ass beer on that you put on the bar that is already has the ice on it. Oh, I love that place. I'm getting excited already talking about bourbon.
Are they going to close the cruise because of the water? I don't know what you're talking about. Did I miss something? Because of the water. If you're talking about like hurricanes, they usually don't. Every now and then you'll hear where a cruise ship won't depart, so you're going to bunker down on ship in a port. But usually what they do is try to beat the storm, and they'll go out and try to go around it. You'll have rough waves, but most of the ships now can really handle those waves. So it'll just be rocking a little bit, but you should be good.
And if you remember in May, I think I forget what ship it was. It was definitely not Carnival though. but they were in the port of Miami, but outside of the port of Miami, and they kind of had to like circle around for like 8 hours before they could come in because it was way too rough for them to come in, and nobody could come in. Like big ships.
That just recently happened down in Tampa when they had that hurricane going on in Tampa. They had the Paradise had to, I think, stay out a day or so, and they just waited out. You know, you can't park a ship on the next to a shoreline if it's too rocky, too wavy. So they just waited out there. I mean, your safety is their biggest concern.
Yep.
Angel, yes, the food is named after food in different states. Wow. Like Tennessee ribs, Alabama meatloaf, Louisiana shrimp and grits. Really?
Oh.
To 29th, I'll be there. Bill, you're killing me. I love sweet stuff and breads and all that. You're talking Bourbon Street. You're talking New Orleans. I can't. Louis Armstrong.
Oh, and they have the king cake too. If you really like sweet stuff, I don't think that's a year-round thing, or maybe it is. I don't know, but they have the king cake. That's yeah.
They're telling everyone to leave Louisiana because of the salt water. I have not heard that.
Me neither. I go back to the food.
Solo cruising, gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish, hog crackling. the crackling. I do like the crackling.
I love jambalaya. Give me the whole pot. And a big spoon.
Abu Farah channel, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Angel says New Orleans is her favorite port.
Mine too, to go out of. I think honestly the one that I've probably been out of the most. I think I've been out of New Orleans. This will be at least 14, at least 14 times out of New Orleans. So,
man, you know, another tip, if you know, like if it's going through rough weather, a lot of times the lower decks are less rocky and towards the middle of the ship. So if you're going on cruise and you think it's going to be rough weather, try to get a room in the middle of the ship, lower deck, and you won't rock as much. I mean, if you can imagine, like if you have an ink pen here, this is the ship. If you start rocking, see how the ends go up higher and faster, but the center stays just about level. So if you ever get a chance, you know, and you're worried about being seasick, middle of the ship, lower deck.
Very good visual. That was pretty on point.
Oh, see, I try. It's almost like I was a teacher in a past life.
But no, you see, it's absolutely right. I usually stay higher, I usually stay in the middle, but I usually stay up higher just because, not too high, like 6, 7, 8.
Oh, the Juma Brown question: price-wise, which cruise line is good for solo cruisers, NCL or MSC? I'm not an expert on either one of those. I've only been on one NCL, and I'm going on a MSC later on. NCL, they do have solo cabins, but I think their price line is higher. I don't think it's I don't think it's too bad. MSC, I think, has a better price, but I don't know if they have solo cabins.
Because they're trying to, I wouldn't say MSC is trying to give away cruises right now, but they're trying to get more of the American market to sail on MSC. So they're being a little bit more intro with their prices, where MCL has kind of been around for a while. I mean, MSC has been around for a while, but
not to get off the subject, but I am going to get off the subject just one quick second. Did you hear about Royal Caribbean starting to charge for prime pool space, like the beds and the? Can you? I mean, and not like cheap either. I mean, like the little day beds out there by the edge of the what's the name, like $200 or $300.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yep. And this is going to be great because I know this is kind of went a little bit here, a little bit there, but Bill and I have also talked about, and this may happen sooner than later, that one of these lives are actually just going to be us coming up here, and it's going to be more of a Q&A. So I think there are a lot of interesting topics, a lot of shorter topics that are happening within the cruising world now and we can see kind of where the chat is going now as far as asking questions. So I mean that may even happen sooner rather than later, Bill. So
You never know. Traveling vibes with Angel. Virgin Voyages is a good solo cruise line that is affordable. And again, I have not priced them out, so I don't know. I got to start expanding. Carnival has always been so good to me, but now I'm starting to get out there and starting to see more cruise lines. I got a Holland booked. Pretty soon I'll have a Princess booked and MSC. So I'll be able to know a little bit more about it.
So I have good friends that actually have cruised with me before 4 or 5 times. They recently switched over to Virgin Voyages, said that they would only go on Carnival again to see my buddy. We share knowing my buddy together.
Okay.
But they're only going to go back on Carnival to see him because Virgin Voyages has given them a different cruising experience. And really, I asked them, I said, well, what is it? And they said Virgin Voyages kind of gives you all you need when you pay for your cruise. It's not extra this, extra that.
Right.
It's boom. I mean, it seems a little bit, surprising, but then when you see, okay, I have Wi-Fi in here, you have this, you have that, like everything that you need is sold to you right when you buy the cruise.
And you have the price. You have the price up front, so you know exactly what you're going to pay. No nickel and diming down the road.
Yes, and no kids too. They said the second best thing was that they were with all 18 and above.
Scott McNeil, on NCL, you can get an inside cabin cheaper than a studio sometimes. That's funny. On this booze cruise, I had an inside cabin on like the 5th, 6th, 7th floor, somewhere around there. And they offered me a interior cabin on deck 1, which is probably like the first floor.
Yeah.
But it has it's an interior, but it has a porthole, so you can actually see outside.
Oh.
And it was like the same price. So it's like, well, if you're gonna give me a window, I'm gonna go ahead and get that room, even though I dropped down floors.
Right.
But it's supposed to be like, it's an upper lower, so it's supposed to be one of the cheaper cabins that you can get. So I'll let you know and this is like for a solo cruiser, because they have an upper lower means it has a lower bunk bed and then an upper bunk bed. You can't put the two together and make a bigger bed.
Is it an outside porthole or is it one of those
outside porthole?
Okay. Have you seen those? They're putting digital portholes on or digital windows on cruise ships, so it feels like you open this up and it's outside, but it's like digital AI, whatever.
For an interior cabin, I'll take that, because all I do is, like in Carnival, I put on the channel, the outside camera, and look and see. Oh, it's sunny out. Oh, it's raining out. That's how I judge my weather. Solo cruising and more. MSC does have solo cabins on some of their ships. Very good pricing and solo meetups. Yes, and most. Here I go. Most Carnival does that too, where they have single meetups all the time, and not necessarily not hookups. There's meetup where you go and have a drink, and hey, you're going in town tomorrow. Well, I'm going in town too. Let's go together, because we all know it's safer to travel in numbers. So I love it. They sit you down at dinner for dinner at a table of other single or solo travelers.
Won't you kind of be dipping your toes into the solo MSC pool by the end of 2023, Bill?
I'm going November 19th.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I mean, Carnival, they better get their act together and send me some good deals, because I'm starting to venture out. I'm going on Royal Caribbean. The Carnival, yeah, you better get your act together. That's all I can say.
Oh man.
Angel, I just cruised on Virgin Voyages in August, and they are now my favorite cruise line. They did a groupcation at Edna's World down there on Virgin. It looked like a lot of fun. I really gotta go hang with them. One of these cruises, I gotta hang with them. I think the next groupcation is to Alaska, so I may not be going on that one, but we'll see. Maybe I might have to go to Alaska again.
Virgin sounds fun. It's going to be one of the ones that I try in 2025.
Angel says, I only go on Carnival for my deals. Yep. Virgin Voyages is the way to cruise. That's good. Good to know. Virgin Voyages. They had a balcony, 22 specialty restaurants included, gratuities included, $400 bar tab, $200 sailor loot, all for a whopping $1,200. That's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
I mean, that's actually sounds pretty dang on good.
Hmm.
Scott McNeil, you'll like Princess. I hope so.
Want to hear a secret about Princess, Bill?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, everybody in the chat, I'll tell everybody.
Hold on. No, not everybody. Hold on. Go ahead, Scott.
No, I did. Actually, today I applied to Princess as their social media strategist. So we'll see what opportunities that may or may not have to bring. But I thought that was pretty fun. I read what they were asking for. So I got some of those qualifications. I have a little passion in the cruise industry.
Scott, did I ever tell you? Did I ever tell you you're my favorite YouTube person? I'm just putting it out there right now, Scott. I've been saying that for a long time. You're my favorite.
You're my favorite, Bill. I wouldn't be doing these shows if you weren't, Bill. Anyway, yeah. I'm sorry. I just had to share that with you guys. So
good for you. Good luck. Fingers crossed.
I'll still be here. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere, even if I do get a social media job or something like that. We're still going to be here on Wednesdays.
Bill, are you going on the new ship coming out of Galveston? I am. December 23rd, the greatest cruise of all time, the first sailing of the Carnival Jubilee. I can't wait. Mona.
And I'm going a month later, and I don't want to jinx anything. However, I hear that if they do have some problems and they have to push it back, they're getting closer and closer to January 27th being the inaugural. But we're not gonna jinx anything insane. But that would be amazing if the cruising planets aligned and Bill and I were on that big ship out of Galveston. The greatest cruise ship of all time.
Greatest Carnival cruise ship of all time. Scott McNeil says he's right after us, or you. Me.
So right in between.
So Scott, we're getting to the magical hour. Do you have anything coming up this week?
I do, but before I broke my soundboard, so we'll run the back in the day with Bill question, which is which storm or hurricane back in the day has ruined a cruise or an event for you. So a traveling event or anything like that. Bill, is there any storm that has rained on your parade?
Really? No. And I probably answered that before when we started talking. I'm easy. I mean, if you cancel a port, just give me back my port, taxes. I'm good. I never had one ruined. And I told the story about my buddy. We're going down to Barbados just so he can go down to where his family was from. And he was so disappointed when we weren't going down there. I felt really bad for him. And as we're walking in, as we're checking in, going in, they hand us a slip of paper. Hey, our ports are back on. And I mean, he was just so happy. And it was just a great time. So never ruined, but I've had some close moments. And that was one of my best stories as far as hurricanes go. All the rest of them, it's like, yeah, well, you're gonna miss Nassau. We have to go to Cozumel and stuff. Okay, I'm good. Wherever you want to go, just don't take me home anytime soon.
Well, I'm glad you shared a good story because I'm going to share a not so good story. So what I was saying earlier, I'll take you back to 22-year-old me who thought, I don't need travel insurance, even though I live in New York. And we're going to talk snowstorms here. We're not going to talk hurricanes, but it was right after hurricane season. I believe it was like the first or second week in December. We hadn't seen any snow. And here I go on what I thought was going to be a 7-day, I forget even where it was going, or a 5-day cruise out of New Orleans again. And we got 30 inches of snow. I didn't buy travel protection. I didn't buy travel insurance. Neither did my companion and my friend at the time. And we were very sad 22-year-olds. And then ever since then, I have bought travel insurance in New York and now even in Arizona too. So it didn't work out.
I mean, it's you don't need it until you need it,
Yeah.
and
There
just
you
you
go.
know when you think about rolling that that cost into a cruise, it really doesn't cost you that much. So
Sure.
get
I lost
get
all
people
my
get travel insurance.
money. That was a long time.
Angel, and yep, any cruise is a great cruise for me. Rain is not going to ruin. It's not. I mean, again, that's when people ask me, "How did you have a bad experience?" Not really. I mean, I went to a restaurant. The food wasn't that good. You know what I did? I got up and went to another restaurant. I mean, I again, I just have a good time wherever I go. I'm having a good time. I've never really had a bad cruise.
A bad
So
day at sea is better than a good day at work.
yes, even if it rained, well, I'm inside now. I'm playing trivia more, and now I'm doing whatever more. Uh, I've never a bad cruise. And again, you won't hear me complain. The only time I ever complained was when the Wi-Fi didn't work on the Carnival Spirit, and they just gave my money back. Okay, well, I'm good. So I've never had a bad experience. So I'm gonna try to get a little more. I'm trying to start doing more reviews. I really don't do restaurant reviews. So when I start doing these new vlogs coming out from the booze cruise, I'm gonna try to start giving more reviews, more of likes and dislikes. Dislikes doesn't mean that I hate it and never would cruise them again. More than likely, it's just that they could have done it better. Uh,
Or you
the
just don't
new
eat at
ships,
the restaurant if you don't like it.
yeah. Or then, again, just go to another one. I mean, you have options. So that's easy. To me, cruising is you have to be almost going out of your way, not to find something to do to entertain you and keep you happy on a cruise.
Mhm. Is there a way before we go to share the poll, Bill, or is there not?
Oh, thanks for I forgot all about that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Because the
Let's
one
see.
that
Let me see.
I could not figure out how to share that.
Oh, nope, you have to close it out, but I have to go. Where do I have to
Yeah, but
go?
you
I
got
have
the
to go.
special poll. You got the right poll. You got the poll where you have 500 subs and it works on YouTube. I had to go through a third party one where I had to have everybody click and nobody.
Oh, okay. Let's end the poll. Boop.
Ooh, and poll.
The poll is ended. Let's see. Did it pop up down here? The numbers.
Add on one to the drink package because that would have been me. That would have been mine.
Mhm. Let's see. Have you cruised through a hurricane or storm before? There were 30 votes in. 53 said no. 40 said yes. And don't know. I had the drink package was 6%. What's wrong
7%.
with you? You 6%? Wow.
Yeah, we
Well,
wild.
again, 15 drinks. That's a lot of drinks. I can't even imagine the unlimited. I can't even imagine that. On some of the cruise lines where they have unlimited drinks. I can't. It's just too much.
Too much. 15 is too much too. I think I did it maybe 3 times back in the day, but back in the day.
I mean, and I guess if you did specialty coffees in the morning, maybe I guess I'm trying to figure it out.
Those were a lot of shot days. So those were woke up, had a few, shot or two. We went out and had a drink before we went off and poured, came back and, went to the nightclub, that kind of night, that kind of day, all long day.
Oh, Scott, again. Now I think we've done all that business. What else do you have going on?
So the rest of the week, let's see. So the rest of the week, I have tomorrow, I have Thirsty Thursday, the travel and cruise trivia with my friends Embarkation Nation at 4 o'clock PST, 7 o'clock EST, same as this show, same time as this show, just tomorrow. And then I have a few premieres coming out as I edit these videos. You'll see them on my page. And then next week I have live here with Bill again for a topic that we have not figured out just yet.
I'm loving your Alaska videos.
Well, thank you.
Looks like you guys had a good time, and I mean you're showing people how to get the most out of an Alaskan trip without spending a ton of money.
Yes.
So, and again, I think if you going to Alaska or you're thinking about going to Alaska, go check out Scott's channel and look at his videos. He doesn't make them too long, and they're definitely not boring. So go check them out. I think you will appreciate it.
I appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, I plan on going back at one point or another and doing these, you know, where they take the helicopter up to the glacier that you've done and all these once in a lifetime. Oh yeah, but this time I just wanted to do kind of like a very budget friendly Alaska cruise, and I had to.
And yeah, I mean, and that just, I mean, that they're very expensive. When I go to do Alaska, I may do one, maybe two cruise or two excursions just because of the price of them. So, and for me, I will be tomorrow, Banter with Bill. I noticed that a lot of people are going on a lot of group cruises now. You know, a year ago, I don't remember seeing this many group cruises. So tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the advantages and disadvantages of group cruises. So if you're thinking about a group cruise or if you're booked on a group cruise, come by tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Same bat channel, same bat station. What is that? What do you used to say? Anywho, come by and we'll talk about the goods and the bads of group cruises.
That's going to be a good one. I think a lot of people, I mean, before I had gotten into this, I really didn't understand, Bill, what a group cruise was or what you get with it or the benefits or why anybody would want to do it or what the group even was. So I'm looking forward to it.
You know, and again, I don't think people understand a lot of times. I don't think people understand what a group cruise is. They think it's just a bunch of people getting on a cruise to get on the same cruise ship. And that's not a group cruise. That's just a bunch of friends getting together, having a good time. A group cruise is different. It's organized. You have, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll talk about it. And you'll be able to decide whether it's something for you. Believe it or not, I've only done Booze Cruise will actually be my first actual group cruise.
This one coming up, this Booze?
It'd be my first group cruise. I've done I've done cruises where we've a lot of us got on the same ship, but I wasn't part of the group as far as the group cruise. So the Booze Cruise that's coming up, it would be my first actual group cruise.
Okay. There you go.
So I think that's about it. We are looking at 8:06. We'd like to thank everybody for coming in here. We appreciate you being in here. All the moderators, thank you so much. We couldn't do this without you. Always watching our back. We appreciate you so much. We are going to get ready to get out of here and see you tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern for me and 7 p.m. Eastern for Scott in the trivia. And can we please this week, please, can you not, give softball pitches to Clock? No more softball pitches to Clock. Clock knew everything about these 3 cruises last. If you weren't there last week, you missed it.
I think we're really going to mix it up this week. So we have our focus is going to be 80s music, but I'm going to create a really special trivia. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Well, wait, some of these young people might not even know what 80s music is. Hold on now. Maybe I might have a shot at this so I can regain my crown. Well, to everybody in here, good night, and we are going to get out of here and see you tomorrow.
We'll see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.